LA state of mind is basically the state of being aware, hyper vigilant, coming up in Los Angeles, in the 70s and the 80s, so the end of the Black Power era as well as, the Reagan era and, gangs and whatnot. It was very turbulent. In LA, you can get caught up because it looks pretty in certain areas. You have sun, but also you got, housing projects, Nickerson Gardens, Jordan Downs, things of that nature, drive-bys, cocaine, crack, there's graffiti and, productivity and whatnot, but, for me, through the adolescent years, it was just real rugged. So the things that I would be thinking about is survival. How do I get out? How did this happen? Why am I in this situation? 0 to 5 is a song that I think best explains, what I was going through from 0 to 5, kind of that innocence and then the loss of innocence. So that was a period where my mom and dad were still around each other. Now I know that they weren't together at all, but at that time I hadn't processed that. So it was like, again, the quiet before the storm. But amongst that, there's also pictures, of me with Rosa Parks. My mom did lots of community work, and as a result of some of that work ran across her. As you can see, I was kind of nervous in the picture to stand next to that greatness. LA State of Mind is full of stories, At the very end, there's a song called Mecca, and California is my Mecca in terms of the things that people see and the things that people like about me. I would say maybe about 6-7 months ago, I had a friend of mine who's been looking for me ever since I left Los Angeles. Goes by the name of Adam Gordon. It was an opportunity for me to relive and kind of go through. And we talked for like hours, for months, and it unthawed tons of different things and stories. One of the things that was interesting is there's a documentary that came out of our neighborhood called The Bastards of the Party, which basically is calling gangs the bastard offspring of the Panther Party. And that was in our neighborhood, and he told me to look at some of the people that are in that film because I grew up with everybody in there. So as a result of our talking, it got me to really realize that the neighborhood that we lived in, Athens Park, was the most roughest neighborhood during that era, the most violent. Death in the air, which to me is just like the anatomy of a drive-by shooting from all accounts of different angles of what it's like. I've been at parties that have gotten shot up and people have gotten hit. So it's taking some of those experiences and synthesizing that into a song, even though it's wrong, how you have to get retribution and just the mind state that's associated with cats to come from that environment. If you're not from it, you can watch it in movies, but it's another thing to actually possess that, in that subculture.